guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to give you guys a basic how-to eyeshadow routine. If you guys want to learn how to do your eyeshadow, if you're a beginner, I'm going to give you guys some tools you can get from the drugstore. Also some products you can use from the drugstore. So if you're interested, just stay tuned. I really want this to be beginner friendly. I want to use all drugstore products where you guys can go and get brushes, eyeshadows. Makeup can be intimidating, and especially when you're starting off, it's like, oh my gosh, my makeup does not look like hers or as good as like a makeup artist, but the basics will get you there. So I'm going to go ahead, I already did my foundation. I'm going to go ahead and start off with my Urban Decay. You guys do not have to use this one. It's also one that you can get from the drugstore that works really well, and I do use that one, but I ran out. So that one is the... let me work while I talk. But that one is the Milani eyeshadow primer, and it comes like in a little gray tube. It's really, really good. It really helps keep your eyeshadow on all day. So with eyeshadow, you want to have a base. You do not ever want to put eyeshadow on your lids or on your eyes without any base, because it's going to cause creasing. It's not going to help make your eyeshadow last all day. So you want to always make sure you have a base. So this is my primer. You can use primer or you can use concealer if you don't have primer. I like to go in with concealer, a little bit of concealer over my primer, because my lids are just so oily, and I want to make sure that I do not get any creasing. Make sure it's blended all out evenly on your lids. Okay. So that's nice and blended. I'm going to show you guys some tools that you can pick up from any drugstore, Walmart, Walgreens, Target. They should have it. But this is a little crease brush from Wet n Wild, and it's like $1. And this one, and they're pretty good. So don't feel like, oh my gosh, it's $1. It's probably not going to be good, but it's decent. It works good. It gets the job done. And this is another eyeshadow brush from Wet n Wild. One is a little bit bigger. I think this was the crease brush, and this was just like a regular eyeshadow brush. So these are just $1. So I am going to use this e.l.f. This is an e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. These brushes will get the job done. I'm going to work from this eyeshadow palette, and these are the colors, if you guys can see. And I'm going to also use this NYX single eyeshadow, and it's called Blame It on Midnight. And that's the color right there. So you have your tools. You want to make sure you prime, or you can use concealer for primer. You also want to make sure you set it. So I'm going to go ahead with a little bit of translucent powder and just dab a little bit over the primer and concealer that I used earlier. And that kind of looks like a lot, and you can use a beauty blender, a brush for this to just set everything. And this is just going to make sure that concealer or that primer stays in place. I want you guys to not feel like you cannot do your eyeshadow without having high-end products. You can. Now, I am going to say, some of the drugstore eyeshadows are not as pigmented, so you may not get the color payoff that you're looking for. And if that's the case, you can get this little NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil. This is going to help make your eyeshadow a little bit more vibrant. So you just dab a little bit, and you can use your fingers and just kind of spread that all over your eyes. Make sure it's nice and even. Spread it out. So I'm going to go in with this Wet n Wild brush. This is just the regular eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to go in with this. I'm going in with the NYX Blame It on Midnight eyeshadow. When you're doing your eyeshadow, you do not want to dig in there and pick up too much product. So just a little bit goes a long way. Make sure you tap off the excess. And you want to have a light hand. You don't just want to start spreading eyeshadow everywhere, because it's not going to be blended. It's not going to look nice. So you want to make sure you just start from your outer corner of your eye and just kind of circular motions until you start seeing that color, and then you can blend it over in windshield wiper motions. So circular and then windshield wiper. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do the other eye. Oopsie. And it's gonna start from the alcohol motions, then windshield wiper motions. Let's apply a little bit more. And if you do get a eyeshadow that's not, the color payoff isn't good at all, like it's really, really sheer, then that's when you can apply more until you really get the coverage that you're looking for, the color that you're looking for. And you want to really focus that a little bit underneath the eyebrow, but not all the way up. And then you can just keep blending. There's no such thing as too much blending. So if you feel like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm blending this too much, like I need to hurry up. No, the more you blend, the better it's gonna look, okay? So just remember that. I'm gonna use this crease brush from Wet n Wild, and I'm gonna go in with this dark shade. Dark shades, you want to kind of make sure you keep those in your crease, especially when you're starting if you're like a beginner with eyeshadow. Keep those in your crease. And the darker shadow is going to just deepen your crease. So you want to dab it a little bit, tap off your excess, and you're going to use a light hand, start from the outer corner, and then go ahead and put that right in your crease. And this darker shade is just going to blend right into that NYX color that I used, that lighter shade. So it'll be a nice little transition. And I'm just building this up to my liking, to how I want it. Actually, I'm going to use one more color that's not from that palette. Or do I want to? Okay, yeah, I am. I'm going to use a black eyeshadow, and this is just going to be from a Morphe palette. This is the 35W. I know I said I was going to just stick with one palette, but I need black, and there's no black in there. So I'm going to use this black eyeshadow from this palette right here. And I'm just going to use this. This is a Wet n Wild eyeshadow brush, little flat eyeshadow brush. And get this from the drugstore. I'm just going to dab a little bit, tap off the excess, and I'm just going to keep that right there in the corner. So it looks crazy. That looks really crazy. You're probably like, what the heck? I'm going to dab that right there in the corner, right on the lower, like near your lash line. And that's just going to help deepen up this look. Then I'm going to go back in with this crease brush that I use for that dark eyeshadow. Blend this out in circular motions. Okay. Now that still looks kind of crazy. It doesn't look nice and blended. I'm going to go back in with that dark eyeshadow. And this is just going to kind of help melt those two colors together, so they blend into each other. And you can do like circular motions, or you can just do back and forth really lightly. Make sure you keep it in the eye, within your eye. Don't go all the way out here. And you see how that's blending very nicely now? Now it looks like you're a pro. It's like, whoa, check you out. So circular, and then a little back and forth. This is the e.l.f. eyeshadow brush, and it's just a flat eyeshadow brush. I'm going to go in with this, what color do I want to use? I'm going to go in with this. It's like a goldish color, and I just picked up some, and I'm going to tap off the excess, and I'm just going to keep this, I'm going to keep this right on my lid. So I don't want to go up into my crease. I'm just going to keep that right there, and I'm going to start from the inner corner of my eye. I'm not going to bring it all the way over here where I put that black. I want these two to meet, so I'm going to just kind of connect it. to that darker shade right there. Okay, I'm going to go back over that so it looks really nice and pigmented. When you get right here where the black is, you can kind of just take the top of this brush and just kind of lightly kind of blend it into that black. I'm going to go back in with the crease brush, and I'm just going to go into my crease and windshield wiper motions just to kind of blend all of that in. So once again, I'm starting from the inner corner of my eye. Then I'm using the top of that brush and lightly I'm just blending it in to that black. Okay, then I'm going to go back in with this crease brush and just go right in the crease. We're going to go back in with this dark shade from this Revlon palette, and I'm going to use that flat eyeshadow brush from Wet n Wild, and real lightly I'm just going to dab it on top of that outer corner where that black was, just in case we lost anything. Then I'm going to go back in with that crease brush and just kind of blend that out a little bit more so that it's nice and blended. If you're not good at applying eyeliner, you can always do black eyeshadow. And I'm going to use this. This is a little Eco 2's brush, and it came like in a set. I think I got it from Walgreens like a long time ago. But this will be perfect because it'll go right on my lash line there. I'm going to go back in with this Morphe palette, and I'm going to do a little bit of black. I'm just pressing it a little bit. And I'm going to start from the outer to the inner. I'm going to go back in with this flat eyeshadow brush that I used to apply this light shade right here on my lid. And I'm just going to slightly go over that black, just to kind of blend it in with everything. Start from your outer and make sure you keep it really, really low on your lash line. You don't want to bring it up too much. And I'm just kind of meshing it in. And when you do mesh it in with the other so it blends nicely, make sure you just kind of stay on top of the black. Don't go all the way down. So then that way you don't lose it. You can still see the black. If you do feel like some of the black went up onto your lid where that light shade was, you can just go back in. Just make sure you clean your brush off. You can use like a makeup remover pad and just rub your brush on there just to take off the black that you used. That's if you don't have a lot of brushes. So I don't want you guys to feel like you need 500 brushes just to do your eyeshadow. You can use what you have or start off with what you have and you'll be fine. Okay. For your brow bone, you want to use a flat brush. So this is that flat eyeshadow brush by e.l.f. I'm just going to go ahead and clean it. You can wipe it on a paper towel or you can use a makeup remover pad. And I'm going to go back in with that Revlon little palette, and I'm going to use that color that I put on my lid. I'm going to use that for my brow bone. And you want to just make sure you're really light with this. Just pick up a little bit of product and just kind of press it into the brow bone. You can kind of press it and then pull it down some. So I'm pressing and then I'm pulling it down just so it blends in with the other eyeshadow. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my face and I'll be right back. So here's the finished look. I'm going to leave all of the products that I use down below. If you guys are interested in seeing any more videos like this, just leave me some comments down below. Also, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe. And also hit the bell so you're notified whenever I upload every week. Last but not least, make sure you thumbs up this video if you like it. And don't forget that beauty shines from the inside out. See you guys later.